This episode is brought to you by Southland Credit Union. Southland Credit Union has options for you. As a student of Long Beach State, you have access to student loans, student loan refinance, free online financial education courses, free checking, and low rates on auto loans. Southland Credit Union is the official credit union of Long Beach State Athletics. Visit beachcu.com for more. Welcome back to Beach Weekly, a podcast created and produced by Long Beach State's student-run newspaper, the Daily 49er. I'm your host, Daily 49er news editor, Julia Terbesh. Check out all our content at daily49er.com, where you can read campus and Long Beach-related news, sports, arts and life, and opinions, as well as all our multimedia content, including more podcasts, videos, and photo galleries. This is the lowdown for all things CSULB. Without any further ado, let's dive into this week's news. The Long Beach State community mourns the loss of Professor Vahe Klujian, who taught civil engineering and construction management. Klujian died on campus on the evening of Friday, October 16th, of what appears to be natural causes. He was 73. According to University Police Department Captain John Brocky, Klujian was found dead in classroom 121B in the Engineering 3 building on the morning of Saturday, October 17th by another faculty member. Klujian had taught an in-person lab class Friday evening and was still in his classroom setting up equipment as he was scheduled to teach another class the following morning. Brocky said that there was no evidence of foul play and that Klujian was already dead by the time Long Beach Fire Department and law enforcement officials arrived on the scene Saturday morning. An instructor at CSULB since 2005, Klujian worked with the American Society of Civil Engineers student competition team and was often seen on campus helping the team before its competitions. Klujian was a dedicated civil engineering professor who was known by his students in the engineering department for his dry sense of humor and the straw hat he often wore to class. Several of his students have described him as a passionate professor and an expert in the field who cared a great deal about his students and making sure they understood the material. The College of Engineering held 2 virtual memorial services, one for faculty members and one for students, to be able to share their grieving processes and discuss coping strategies. These Zoom gatherings were facilitated by CSULB's Counseling and Psychological Services and the Faculty and Staff Assistance Program, and were well attended according to Tracy Bradley Maples, interim dean of the engineering department. The department also collected cards and notes to send to Klujian's family. Read more about Klujian and his impact on the campus community at daily49er.com and in our latest issue. Now, for some art and a little bit of life, here's our Arts and Life editor, Paris Barraza.
Thanks, Julia. On Saturday, October 31st, residents living near Washington Middle School were met with loud blares of car horns and music. It was a Dia de los Muertos themed caravan, organized by Habitat for Humanity of Greater Los Angeles and Washington Neighborhood Association. Habitat for Humanity of Greater Los Angeles CEO Aaron Rank said that they hoped the caravan would bring some joy to the community and celebrate the memories of loved ones who have passed. This was their 3rd year hosting a Dia de los Muertos celebration, except this time, it was in the middle of a pandemic. About a dozen cars participated in the procession, from Washington Middle School teachers to Long Beach residents. The cars were colorful, decorated with balloons, sugar skulls, and posters. And for an hour, people came out to watch the caravan, children waving to the drivers as they weaved in and out of Long Beach neighborhoods.
Thanks, Paris. Don't forget to cast your vote, as Election Day is tomorrow, November 3rd. For anyone looking for voter information and to read all about the presidential candidates, local candidates, and propositions, head over to the top right of our website and hover your mouse over the Special Projects tab, where you'll find voter registration in the drop-down menu. You can also drop off your ballot at the Richard and Karen Carpenter Center on campus. That wraps things up for this week's episode of Beach Weekly. Thank you to Southland Credit Union for sponsoring this episode. Once again, Southland Credit Union has options for you. As a student of Long Beach State, you have access to student loans, student loan refinance, free online financial education courses, free checking, and low rates on auto loans. Southland Credit Union is the official credit union of Long Beach State Athletics. Visit beachcu.com for more. Be sure to check out our latest issue at daily49er.com. I've been your host, Julia. See you next time, and thanks for tuning in.